Good evening, everybody. I know it's been a long time since I've done a video, but today we're going to talk about Sears Kenmore cams for this machine on the 9000 series sewing machine. Now, this is the original box for my Kenmore, and there are the cams. It comes with 2 layers. The bottom layer has 1 through 15. And the top layer has 16 through 30. Now, if you look at the top of the box, it'll show you the cam number, what the design is supposed to do, and basically what you're supposed to do. But I'm going to make it easy on you. I'm going to tell you what you need to do. Now, first of all, you have 3 knobs, which are extremely important with regards to the running of it for the cams. You have the stitch expander button, the needle position button, and the stitch length button. The most important thing that you need to know is, according to the manual, you should have this stitch expander button on an arrow. Personally, I don't like using it that way. The reason why is when I come up here to the top and I open this up, look at the spindle and it's moving when you do that. That's because it's in the arrow position and it's free moving. I put it on 1 or 2, and I've got it on 2 right now, which I'm going to change the setting to 1 because that's what I'm going to need. The second thing that we need to, and the reason why I apologize for going back to this, is the reason why I turned it to 1 is because it makes this spindle stationary. I can't turn this. This is what I want when I go to put this cam into the machine. The second thing that you need to worry about is this needle position. We don't need to have it on R, C, or L. We need to move this to AR. Now, we briefly talked about the AR button on this button. And now we're going to go into a little bit more depth. This is the automatic reverse stitching. The machine is provided with 10 reverse pattern discs. Discs numbers 21 through 30. You also have 1 through 20 that will also be positioned in the AR. When using these patterns, the needle position should be here so that the machine is able to deal with the cams and what pattern you're dealing with. The machine is automatically controlled by having it in the AR position right here. The next one is the stitch length. Each one of the cams has a specific stitch length for the pattern, and it all depends on how you want it to show up when you put it into position. Now, this particular cam is going to want it at 1/2 inch to 3/4. I'm going to put it on 1/2 inch, and that's what I want it there. Now, I want to take a look at the cam itself. Each one of the cams will have a design. This is what the design is going to look like, or basically look like, when it goes onto your fabric. The next thing I'm going to point out is this white dot. There is a specific reason for that dot, and I will show you that when we insert it into the machine. And of course, naturally, it will have a number. Now, as you can see, there's some irregularities in this cam, and that's how the machine makes its designs. As I turn it, you can see that there are divots and bumps and whatever, and this basically tells the control arm what it's supposed to have the machine do. The other thing that we need to look at is the 4 little holes that are on the bottom of the cam. These holes have to be inserted onto the peg in the spindle area so it can control the machine and what it's supposed to do at a particular time. Now I'm going to put the cam into the machine, and I've got to open it up, and I'm going to insert it, and I'm going to make sure one of those holes is on that peg. Now I'm going to turn the camera so that you can see that peg, and I'm going to put the cam into the machine. Now you heard it lock. That's extremely important. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to close this up, and I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to move it to one of the arrows. And because I want it to go back on one, and you can only turn this knob clockwise, I'm going to take it all the way over to that arrow. Then I'm going to come back up here, and I'm going to move this dot to this position over here by my finger so that the arm is lined up with that dot. As you can see there, the arm is just to the right of the dot, and when I close this, this will close and that arm will move to that position right there, and that's where we want it to be. Now, we're going to start the machine up. I have my stitch length set. My knob is on the AR, and now I'm going to take the stitch expander and I'm going to move it to 1. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the pressure foot down, and we're going to start the machine. It may be a little bit noisy, so I truly apologize, but there's not much I can do about it. So here we go. As you can see, the machine is controlling everything. I am not basically doing anything except guiding it a little bit. And the machine will do what it needs to do in order to make the decorative stitch. And we're done. Okay, so let's take this out of the machine and we'll show you what it looks like. Okay, there you are. And that is our decorative stitch. Now I'm going to come back up here, and I'm going to remove it out, close it up, and let's look at it. Does it look similar? Sure does to me. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, well that's all I've got for you today. I will have at least one more video on using the cams and some of the adjustments that you're going to need, and I hope you enjoyed my video. And as always, happy sewing. Good night, everybody.